Okay, so today we're animating this Apple Girl. My friend, who's an amazing artist, made this model sheet for this character around a little over a year ago while I was in school with him, and I've been wanting to animate this character for quite some time now, and I asked him if I could do so, and he was like, yeah, do whatever, I don't mind. So here we are. With that being said, I would super appreciate if you guys could go check out his account in the description down yonder, and maybe give him a follow, but most importantly, look at his awesome art, because it's good. We all know it's good. Now, the plan for this video is to just animate the keyframes and breakdowns for this animation so that my students have a basic in-betweening assignment. But the footage I've taken for this video is quite a considerable amount, so I'm going to leave the tie downs for this animation for a whole nother video. So, to push things right along, I'm gonna animate. I made this grid plane here, and I think we're just gonna do her jumping, and then I'll have some like overlap and follow through, you know. The drawing I had on there before, I was just trying to figure out. I was gonna make that my first key, but like, maybe I should. But there's already things about this that aren't proportionally correct to the model sheet, so I'm just gonna scrap it and start again. So. I'm thinking when she squats down to jump, or I'm imagining her back being pretty stiff in the jump so that when she comes down, she can have this compression with the dress. I think I'm gonna keep it, I think I'm just gonna have the dress like push outwards, not even crinkle on the floor. Like I could do it crinkling on the floor, but I think this would be pretty funny. Okay, so now everything is spread out. I think what we have this pose. We need the up pose. Since we're a little bit above the horizon line, I'm actually gonna see a little more of her feet. Okay, so we got the jump. The hands are pulling, right? Because she's trying to catch her balance. Yeah, and then she's gonna have to go right back into this resting pose. Okay, so we can just copy and paste that. Cool. Perfect. Maybe her arms feel a little stiff. Like they go up and then they're here. I mean, she does brace for impact, so I think it's okay, actually. Now you can do it one of two ways. You can tie these down and then do the breakdowns, or the breakdown's rough and just tie it. You can still tie ahead keys first, and then. But I mean, I'm pretty confident. I think it's working. Awesome. Let me go ahead and mark all of these So keys. Now is the timing good though? Maybe a little bit more hang time? Maybe? 1 frame longer. I like the 1 frame longer. Let's go ahead and mark these drawings. Probably should have been doing it beforehand. Okay. She's jumping. She's jumping. Let's go ahead and make these breakdowns. So breakdown number 1. Let's just put it here for now. He's like a little snowman. He's like a little snowman just compressing. Oh, my back hurts. It hurts. Oh. Oh. Okay, now the arms. The arms going up. The arm's gonna come along an arc here. I think doing like, okay, so what I talked about earlier was, okay, I saw an animator not too long ago. I mean, it was today actually. I saw an animator do their keys, do their breakdowns, but do them rough. And then they went back and tied on the keys first, and then they tied on the breakdowns between those. Now, usually how I've been doing it is doing the keys rough, tying down the key, or keys and extremes, I should say. So keys and extremes, tying those down, and then doing rough breakdowns, and then tying those down. Now, I'm finding that I kind of like the way I've been doing it maybe a little better because it's seemingly, well, no, I shouldn't say that. Actually, that's not what I was gonna say. It's like I like to think that I do, but I think it's because I think it's difficult right now to do this method where you do the rough keys and rough breakdowns before you tie all of that down, because these drawings are a little closer together. So I think if you have bigger movements, just doing your rough keys, doing your rough breakdowns before you tie any of them down, I think it's fine. But I think if you have closer lines like I have here, you know, like just a little bit of a closer movement, I think if that's the case, then you should just go ahead and tie down your keys and then do your rough breakdowns and then tie those down, instead of doing rough keys and then rough breakdowns and then tying all of that down. But I'm going to continue doing this method and see how it goes. Alright, so this is going to be the breakdown for this one. Now this is going to be a little different because there's a lot more stuff happening here. I think I'd like to have the face. I think like to have a big smear frame here. You see, breakdowns, they have so much power. Like keys and extremes have a lot of power, right? But breakdowns have so much power. Like, and what I mean is I could have the arms shoot down first in the next pose and not have her leave, or I can make the breakdown just have her shooting up like a rocket. I could have, well, sorry. I could do what I said earlier, or I could have the arms not even lifted yet and her body goes first, which I think is what I'm gonna do. Maybe it's that way so that it could snap back. So if I play that, have that leaf really coming forward there, and have the stem really coming forward here. Okay, so now we have to do the fall. So a little bit of hang time. Maybe let's do it right around here. Might have a little bit of stretch, but not as much as this one. Really don't know what's happening here. Maybe I just go ahead and keep it instead of furling outwards, because I don't think there's enough time for it to really make enough impact here. I could give it more time, but I think if I just keep, like, instead of it furling out this way, because the issue is, like, what is it going to look like? I could do it, but it'd probably just be a little bit more efficient and safe to go this way. What if I did this? I don't know if that reads. I think that works. Maybe. Didn't put the ears on this one. I gotta do that. Now just one more breakdown. Maybe I'll have it more of a, I'll have this drawing more as a favor. This breakdown more as a favor instead of right in the middle. So if I'm favoring, I'm gonna make it really close to this next drawing. So yeah, that looks pretty good. Let's see, so the hair is pretty much, since it's a favor, it's pretty much already done and back in place, but not quite, so let's make that apparent. Almost there. There is our jump. Look at that. Look at that. So there is a few more details that I left out. Specifically her eyes and the parts on her kimono that I left out. Let's just add those really quick. Does that look uncomfortable, or does that look uncomfortable? It's fine. Just pull this mouth down. No one needs to know where those lines go. Easy peasy, easy peasy, easy peasy. Now the eyes. And that line that I made for her eyes is perfect because I can just lay in the information. Okay, I think we did it. Look at that. Awesome. That's awesome. Okay, now we just gotta tie it down.